Podcast.
Dude, I gotta say though, I haven't heard your voice in like 10? I don't even know. When's the last time we spoke? I mean, besides online.
So it would be now around maybe even longer. Because I was gonna say I stopped touring with Sirens in 2013.
Okay.
And you and I think the last tour we did, was it with Pierce?
Oh, I don't think so. I was never on a tour with Pierce the Veil. I'm looking at dude, after 11 years of touring, I finally got around to framing my laminates.
Oh, nice.
Like I kind of put them in. Yeah. I was like, I got to do it. You know, I just moved. I got an office / like studio that I'm kind of building up and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I just need to do it. Unfortunately, like the frames and stuff I want aren't cheap because it has the glass and everything. But I was like, you know what? I just got to do it.
Just do it. Just go for it.
Right. But the tour that I remember we met on, I don't know if we did any more because that's the only one that shows that Sleeping was with of Mice, but it's the Tour Loco, my very first tour.
Oh, yes. The Four Loco.
Yeah, dude. One. It's definitely one of my favorite laminates, I gotta say.
Bro, this is might get loud. Hold on one sec. But I happen to have that same laminate. Yeah. So I just want to take a look. Yeah. And it's yellow and red on the front. And then the back is like pink, light pink, and blue.
Damn, dude. That tour was insane. I feel like I think they're coming back to kind of doing tours like that, like just all-star lineups.
Bro, read the lineup.
Okay.
It's nuts.
So first of all, you think about this, like for anyone listening, I mean, I feel like if anyone's listening right now, they kind of already know like your history, Sleeping with Sirens, you know, they know probably these bands, but
sure.
Thinking the fact that the Amity Affliction is opening up the tour, that's ridiculous.
I know. That's wild.
So go for it.
Oh, it's just so wild because I mean that's one of those bands, especially on that, you know, lineup that is large and in charge. You know what I mean? I mean, they've been killing it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, for sure. So Amity Affliction opens up the show. Then it's Woe Is Me. Then Sleeping with Sirens. Then I Set My Friends on Fire. Then A Mice and Men.
Yeah.
You think about the way things turned out, even when, you know, towards the end of your time with, you know, Sleeping, like that lineup would be very, very different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What a wild thing to even think about. And do you remember the I Set My Friends on Fire guys?
I remember.
Do you remember them?
I remember the vocalist. He had the fro, and then Ashton, who just smoked a lot of weed and hooked everyone up.
That's it. That's it.
And then the other guys, I don't remember.
Yeah, they were quiet.
Yeah, for sure.
They were quiet.
Yeah,
but dude, that's wild. So that would have been the last time we hung out. Maybe.
I guess so. I can't think of any other time. I mean, who knows? Maybe there was a time where we saw each other at like a festival or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say, you probably came to Warped.
I was on Warped Tour 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah, exactly. So both years, 12 and 13.
Yeah.
We were kicking it.
So,
and you were doing photography.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
That's still a long time.
Wild. So we've known each other for, 8 to 9 years, maybe 10.
I mean, that tour, 10. So I graduated high school in 2010 and that tour was not far after. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a date on that tour, but I mean, if we're thinking that I was on Warped Tour 11 as my second tour, I mean, probably early 2011.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's wild. It's wild, man.
And then social media buds, how the world goes.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really glad that we reconnected. For real.
Of course, yeah, dude. It's good. I mean, and I'm glad you hit me up because like I feel like sometimes when I post like, hey, like doing a pod, like, who wants to be on the podcast or something? I feel like in a way it comes off like I got nothing going on with this podcast. Someone help me out. But it's like, I just want to talk shit with my friends on the podcast and have fun. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, when
And good
I heard you do that, I was like, yeah, let's do it.
and good for you too. Like I think podcasts are kind of changing the game,
Oh yeah.
and you seem to be, doing really well at it. And I think that if you've got interesting shit to say, then you should say it.
I know, right? It's
You
kind
know?
of, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Let's see, this is episode 134, a little over a year. And it's crazy because I feel like to some people, like it might sound like a lot of time, but like, and I'm sure people might, roll their eyes or sigh when I say this, but like, I mean, of course, Joe Rogan was famous before, but like, people like him and stuff, the traction of the podcast didn't pick up until like, I don't know. I think he was saying like 10 something years where he started to like actually like,
Wow.
I could be wrong, but
Wow.
like it takes a long time.
Bro, I am learning with even the this new project that I'm doing. Everything is different than it was when I was doing it before. And it's such a learning curve. And I'm really kind of learning that it's okay for things to take time.
Oh yeah.
And I think when I was younger, and I mean, you remember when we had got our success, it was so fast. It was almost like an
Oh yeah.
overnight thing. It's
Oh
just like,
yeah.
oh shit, they're like a massive band now. And so doing it again, this new project, I'm really kind of finding um the the what's the word, the importance of uh taking your time and making sure that what you're putting out is incredible. And it's okay to put out a release or a song um maybe a couple months later than you initially
Yeah. Oh yeah.
hoped for. Like that's okay.
Oh,
And
definitely.
it's cool. It's cool to kind of see when you are patient for something like that, the doors that will open, because it's almost like, okay, it's supposed to go this right route, or like
Hmm.
this timing is okay. If it takes a little bit longer, that's all right. It's worth it, because we both know if you rush shit and just go through every door that opens, sometimes that can be pretty detrimental to
Oh yeah,
to
dude.
you or the project.
I mean, when you were asking me about like what my episodes do and stuff, it was, well, one, it's hard because like, I mean, a little bit different because you have your music genre and you kind of have your lane to go within. So, you have your people that you're going to get because that's what they listen to, and you'll get other people coming in from outside, whatever. But, with my podcast, there's no one like niche, if I was doing
Yeah,
just tour stuff or music or photography, it'd be
sure.
easier to build the thing. But, it's like, we'll do this episode and then maybe I'll do an episode solo with, a couple beers, and it might not get half as many listens. So like trying to maintain that like headspace where it's like, all right, hey, like you're not going to win them all. Like no matter what,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
exactly.
win of putting it out is satisfying, and doing it and, talking and, doing the actual episode, editing. I mean, I do everything myself. So it's like, no matter what, it's a win, regardless of the views. Of course, you want the big views, everything, you want the sponsorships, you want to make money off of it. But it's like, you kind of have to build, your platform and like organically just let it get there. And then it just does it by itself.
Yeah, and that's the coolest feeling, is when it does become a thing of like, all my hard work and patience pays off.
Frustrating
Because
as all hell,
like,
though, I tell you. Jeez.
oh bro, I know. And then especially is, not to mention everything, the current state that the world is in.
Mm.
It's just it's tough,
Oh, yeah.
um and but I really think that, like, being creative in any way that you can is it's what's going to get us through. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, for
Because
sure.
you have to,
Yeah.
or at
And
least I have to.
yeah. Well, and by the way, I just want to say, so the band Lemon, that's what it's called, right? Your project.
Yep,
So
that's it.
I checked out. You have like a. But wait, hold on. By the way, is it a band, or is it like a solo where you're gonna like, what's the deal with that? Before I even go further.
So yeah, so the band Lemon. So everything is so obviously it's a new project for me, but the whole process is new for me too. So um, everything that you hear I've done, it's all me. On 3 of the songs that are out now, I had a drummer from Toronto.
Okay.
I had toured with him before, and I asked him to play on a couple of the songs. So other than him playing on those 3 songs, it's literally just all myself and my wife. My wife
Oh.
is, yeah, she has kind of saved me in the sense that I've always struggled writing lyrics. I
Okay.
don't know why. I have it's so tough for me. And luckily, she is she's really good with words. So I'm able to, when I have a new song, I'm just like, this is what I want to say. Like, this is the message I want to get across.
No.
And
Scramble those
yeah,
words. Make it sound good.
exactly. And then she plays Scrabble with it. Yeah, exactly. And kind of places it. And it's been really good too. So I kind of taught her how to engineer. So she
Oh.
engineers it for me too, which is just so much, pressure off of me.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's been great. And then I basically put myself through school with when COVID hit, just watching hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos, really learning how to mix and then really learning how to master. And
Okay.
so the whole project, it's just me, my wife, and some friends.
I mean, it sounds fun. I mean, not only fun,
Dude,
but you're
it's
putting
great.
out quality stuff. Like I listened to it and dude, it sounds great. I really like it. I mean, it's all good. I mean, I was listening to them and they kind of just kept looping. When you listen to an album and it's really good, and before you know it, you've listened to it like 2.5 times over
Yeah,
without even
yeah,
realizing it. Yeah. I'm like, dang.
bro. It's been a really wild experience, and then it's also just such a trip to me because, um, you know, we I put out the first single, and sure enough, it gets picked up by Top 40 Radio, and it's on regular
No shit.
rotation in all of Northern California.
Oh,
And it
that's
was just
awesome.
like,
Congrats
it's
on
like,
that. That's
man,
cool.
like, thank you, but it's like, man, me and my wife made that like in our, you know,
Yeah.
in our guest bedroom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's just cool. And I think that, like, I think part of it is just being so comfortable and taking the time
Hmm.
to make it sound like a radio song. But it's pretty fucking cool when it's like Justin Bieber plays and then the band Lemon plays and then
Yeah.
Ariana
Oh,
Grande plays
for
it. You know
sure.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
You're
It's
like,
just like,
what the
it's like,
hell?
how did that happen?
Dude, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So we're stoked. We're stoked over here. And yeah, so the band Lemon is pretty much just me and my wife. We have a couple festivals coming up, and for that I'm gonna kind of do kind of like a 21 Pilot style
Okay.
vibe. It's just me and a live drummer, and because I played everything on the record, I can kind of like bounce around. So
That's
if
cool. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I can pick up the guitar, I can play the bass, I can play the piano, however it may go.
Yeah.
Um, but that kind of look,
Yeah.
I
Kind
guess
of
you could say.
bring, just the aspect of a one person, then you start picking up different instruments, kind of brings it into the showmanship a little bit more. Like, oh, okay, it's not just
Exactly.
like a drummer and a singer, playing the guitar. Now he's like singing and playing the bass or whatever the hell, you pick up and start
Yep.
playing. Like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I always caught on. I think that's also another reason why, well, besides the fact that 21 Pilots has incredible music. I mean, I think people are also drawn to the fact that it's just, well, a drummer and the singer.
Yeah. And that's okay. If anything, it gives, I don't know, I feel like it gives the show just a little bit more of a dynamic to where, if you've got like 6 people all going wild, what do you look at? Right.
Yeah.
But if you've got 2 people or 3, maybe even, it kind of allows definitely more pressure for the artist, but it kind of allows your attention to really focus on the music and
Like,
the parts that are being played,
yeah. And so it might be too like strong of a word, but whatever's right under this word, like intimate, like a little bit more intimate
Yes.
of a kind of an
Yes.
experience.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's really, that's what makes a show special. I kind of feel like is how intimate it can be. And so I don't know, we're going to give it a shot. We'll kind of see how that I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah, dude. And if you ever, so I moved to earlier this year. We've been here maybe a little over half a year, I think. Geez, it feels like I haven't been here long enough, but like also a long time. Post Falls, Idaho. So if you ever, come through here, or think we're like 30 minutes from Spokane. So I think that's usually
Okay.
a spot, like, I think the Knitting Factory. So if you're ever in this area, I'll definitely try and come out and catch a gig.
Yeah. How is Idaho?
Dude, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do know that, sorry, what part again?
Post Falls. So 30
Post
minutes.
Falls.
We're like 35 minutes from Spokane Airport, and then 2 hours from the Canadian border.
Oh, wow.
So we're at the very top. We're like 6 or 7 hours from Boise, I believe.
Yeah. Where is the other city in Idaho that's quite big? It starts with a P. It might be closer to Salt Lake.
You know what? I don't know. I'm still kind of like figuring where things
You're
are, like
learning
without like the immediate area of where we go, like still figuring that out. But all I know is really Boise right now. That's just the main one. Yeah.
It's just gorgeous up there.
It is.
Especially if you're close to Canada. It's like, that's the spot to be.
And I love, I love hockey. So Canada is, my heaven.
Yeah.
What was I gonna? Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. That's the one thing. Like, I feel like with podcasts, it's so crazy because it's like you have one idea of what you're gonna say, like because you're trying to focus on what the person's saying, but something pops in your head, and you're like, oh, I can't forget that. And then as soon as like it comes your turn to kind of like speak, you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Oops, I forgot.
But I remember. With the whole COVID and stuff, it's almost like it doesn't exist here.
Really?
It's crazy. I've worn them. I mean, when we first moved here, I wore a mask twice, and it was at a Walgreens and Target. Since then, I haven't worn one since. And I've been to that same Target, and now they don't make you wear them. So, I mean, whatever you choose to do vaccination wise, I don't really care. That's anyone's business. I mean, I'm vaxxed up. I'm feel safe and comfortable here.
Yeah.
But I know some people might have different thoughts of, the no masks and shit, but whatever. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's a different world.
It is.
That's what it seems like here, especially.
It totally is. And I've got 2 8-year-old daughters, and to them, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because we're homeschooling and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Just the kids, they're growing up is so much different than it was, for someone like you or myself.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, we can't go here, and you're not going back to school this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we signed our daughter Bradley up for soccer, and that got canceled. I mean, it's just like, we just try our best to like, keep them,
all you can do.
I know it. It's just so different than it was when I was that age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, so wait, you said homeschooling. So all right, who teaches what? Who's better at what between you and your wife? Like what's your class that you're like, all right, I'm ready to own this. Like, let's go.
Well,
Teach your pants on.
Can you guess what my main subjects are? I'm sure you can.
Well, do you teach music?
Yes.
Okay, so
I do.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally, math and history and science, for sure.
Nope.
I don't know.
No, I don't do that.
Me,
So
yeah,
my
I
wife,
suck at all those.
my wife does all the serious shit that matters. And I do the music, PE,
have all the fun.
The street smarts,
Yes.
tour stories, like don't do this, don't go to that place.
Oh man.
Don't make this decision. I do all that. That's my job.
I mean, it's a good few classes to have, and someone that has been around, to kind of be like, hey, like I actually know what I'm talking
about. Yeah. Yeah. And it's good and it works out. It's a good dynamic. Yeah.
So speaking of tour memories, I have two. I don't know, they're obviously from that one tour loco.
Okay.
One, I think you might have done it on that tour, but remember when you chipped your tooth?
I do.
Didn't you like in the shower or something? Like I forget.
Yeah. Like so one of the other members, he had got out of the shower, and it was I think we were in New York. We were in Buffalo, and we were at a hotel that night, and he had taken a shower and then left the shower, but it was a full tile floor. And, like in a hotel, you have to put that mat down, that towel mat. And I didn't, because I was just like, I'm just going to shower real quick. I can
stand up in water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I took a step out of the shower, and it was, how a normal shower would be level with the floor, this one was elevated a little bit.
Okay.
So I took a step out expecting it to be level, and it was soaking wet, and sure enough, slipped, fell, chipped my tooth. And after that, do you remember when I would sound check and go, check one tooth? Check one tooth.
Yeah. You just, it was like the joke of one of the main jokes of the tour, because you just kept hammering it in. Oh, dude, I'll never forget that.
Yeah. And then sure enough, when we got to California, I got it fixed, the veneer put in.
Nice.
And then, but yeah, so yeah, that's that story.
And then
what's your other one?
The other one is, I remember, I don't know who was driving, but and it's also weird because it was my first time on, my first tour ever. Obviously, I've just met you guys for the first time. I don't know where it was in the tour. Could have been in the middle, at the end. I don't know. Enough for me to get to know you guys. And you guys were in a van. And one night you let me guys ride with you or something. I mean, everyone besides the driver was drunk. It was great. There's two people in the back sleeping, and you guys makeshift sleeping arrangement. And
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know where you were. This is just a broad, memory, but we were driving through Iowa, and I remember the GPS was taking us all these weird places. And remember we turned right down this creepy ass road, and it was keep telling us to turn left. And what was the only thing on the left of us was a train track, and it kept telling us to go down this train track. And I don't know why, but that just sticks with me all the time. I remember being in the front seat, or not the front seat, but that first bench
the first
seat.
bench.
Yeah, just 18-year-old Danny, drunk, with the band that I just met basically that month in Iowa, trying not to die, going down train tracks.
I think that it would have been Garrett driving.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I think it was Garrett driving. And I think I remember that too. And at that point, you were all about the backwards hats. And I think it was a
yeah.
red hat that you wore for that tour.
You know what? I actually have a video from a long time ago, and I just sparked another memory. I'll say it after this, but I think it was in that video, I was wearing the backwards Atlanta Braves hat.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the you that I know.
Oh,
and then
no.
I remember, and then I remember after that you got like built. You were just ripped.
Yeah.
Remember?
We took a turn.
Are you still ripped?
Getting there. It goes through phases. COVID didn't help when gym shut down, but I'm working my way back up for sure.
So I'm doing the workout thing now, and it's been really great, because I don't know if you get this, but for me it kind of just makes me feel a little less crazy. You know what I mean? Like running, lifting, just it makes me, it makes my brain work a little bit smoother. Do you get that same thing?
Yeah, it's what I was going to say is it basically like everything anyone's ever told you or you've heard about like weightlifting and I mean any sort of workout, whether it's just straight cardio or you're, putting up weight and picking up heavy shit, like, it makes you feel better and you can like release any sort of like aggression or stress or anything like that. And it's funny saying like all those things because it's like, oh yeah, broken record. That's what everyone says. Like, is it true? For sure.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I completely agree. And it's and I was that person that's like, yeah, we get a broken record. Like, cool guy. Like you're so tough. You're so tough, and then it's like you do it and it's literally like your health mentally improves. Like it really does. I stand behind it.
Oh yeah.
100%.
And when you stop for a moment, one, it's harder to get back on it. And then when you're not, you're like,
bro, for real. It's so important. Like to me, and in the mornings, it's, that's how I start. I just go on a run and then I'll lift or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the days that I don't, I have such a hard time getting motivated. I really do.
Yeah.
I just am like, I just don't feel that good. I don't know. It's such a trip. And then get this. So I'm gonna blow your mind. Are you ready?
All right.
So recently, my wife and I have picked up a new sport, and I gotta tell you about this. Okay. Like you and is it your wife?
Well, we're not. No, not married.
Your lady.
No.
Your lady. Yeah. Okay. Does she like getting outdoors and having a good time?
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Have you played pickleball?
Hold on. I need to look this up real quick because I feel like I have something in my head.
Look it up.
But
look it up. It's essentially a badminton court.
Whoa.
Right?
My hey Google, stop. What I didn't even say the hey G word. Dude, I love this thing, but also sometimes, like this is the second time doing a podcast where it just starts talking to me. I'm like, I didn't ask you. I said I'm gonna G it. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's what I messed up. Damn it. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm looking at it right now.
Bro, it is the most fun. And apparently it's the fastest growing paddle sport there is. Now, keep in mind, there's only like 4, like badminton, ping pong,
this says
tennis.
It's basically it combines the elements of badminton, table tennis, and tennis.
Bro, so it is so fun. I mean, we love it. We've been playing pretty much every day. We've got this park like right down the road from our house. And it's my like favorite sport to play now, and I don't know about you, but I grew up playing sports, I was a quarterback for my football team. And like the jock that decided that I probably would do better playing music than playing sports. But this is definitely my favorite sport to play. Yeah, you gotta play it, dude.
I'm gonna have. I mean, and also those paddles. I mean, they're probably not gonna break the bank either. So like, you just get a whole
No.
set, and I mean, we have a park
And
literally like maybe a 3-minute walk. Like, so
yeah, and
perfect.
so it's a wiffle ball. So it's
Okay.
like a bigger ping pong paddle because it's wood, and then a wiffle ball. And bro, I'm telling you, it's just a blast. Like, I hope people weren't, hoping to hear crazy things because I'm just over here talking about pickleball. But this shit is so fucking fun.
I mean, it's one of those things where you never really think about to, play it until someone like tells you that they play it and you should play it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
it
who
was a
knows?
gift. I got it for my birthday, and it was like a pickleball set. And sure enough, we opened it up one day, and then it was like, holy shit, this is the jam.
So if anyone listening wants to give the gift that keeps on giving,
Get a pickleball set. It's
pickleball
like
set.
$30 maybe
Damn,
at
I'll,
Target.
I'll pick one up. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably a Walmart run.
yeah, it's a Walmart run.
Dude,
I'm sure they have it at Walmart.
of course.
It's gotta be.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. If cornhole hasn't taken over.
Oh yeah, I got cornhole for my
Yeah.
birthday too,
I'm
and
gonna
that's
definitely
that's
get
like
that.
an old
Yeah.
tour one.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I remember, I mean, that was a game that, I mean, it's always been fun and kind of popular, but like as of recently, I've seen it like just skyrocket in popularity.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think too that like a lot of people realize that you can just make it yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think
Like,
that's what I'm going to
get
do.
get some bean bags and get a plank, put it on two by fours, caulk a
Oh,
cut a
yeah.
hole in the middle.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah. I'll
yeah,
buy, I mean, I'll splurge on some good bags because, like you don't want those breaking, but like it'd be fun, they're just make them yourself. Jeez.
just make them yourself. Yeah,
I mean,
and then you can
hell,
paint it with whatever you want.
if
It's great.
if you really want to, you could probably make your pickleball paddle too if you wanted to.
Bro, that's a great idea. I'm
New
gonna try it.
business venture, custom
Yeah,
pickleball paddles.
dude. And what if they were really sick? I love this idea.
Yeah, for sure. Oh no, they're
I
not going to be
back it.
not sick. Come on, man.
I know, but they have to hit right.
No, of
You
course,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, of course. There's gonna be some science behind it. Like we're gonna have to really dial this in.
Bro, are you ready for your new favorite sport? That's what I
I
want to know.
I'm gonna write this down because I feel like if I cancel out of, I'm not even gonna say it, but the G word out of, if I cancel out a G, it's gonna
Yep.
be gone forever. So
Write
I'm
it
gonna
write
this
it down, dude.
Yeah.
This is gonna change your life. I promise.
Pickleball. Boom. Written down.
Boom. Done.
Love
You're
it.
doing it. We're playing. We've got a championship coming up. It's me versus you in like a year.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. I got some time then. Okay, cool. Sweet.
Well, not that much time.
Well, I mean,
because it's almost the end of the year. So hey, come on now.
All right.
I need to get out there. I would love to come visit you. That would be fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, got a guest room. More than welcome. Come for a long weekend or whatnot, and we'll get our cornhole and pickleball on.
What's the status there? Are shows happening? Is it pretty mellow?
The thing is, like I said, I mean, so we're in post falls, so I think it was, like I said, 6, maybe 7 hours. I could be wrong, but it's around that from Boise, and that's where like main things go in Idaho.
Yeah.
And then
that's the only place I remember playing.
Yeah, the last two. I mean, it's Boise, and then Spokane, which is not far from here. Like I said, I think we're 35 minutes from the Spokane airport, but I think it's the knitting factory in Spokane.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a great venue.
Oh yeah.
So what's your football team? Are you a football fan?
Not really. I'm diehard hockey, so it was kind of weird moving out here and there's no hockey team. But you know what? Seattle just got one. But I mean, I'm not going to root for them. But it's close. Maybe for a game or something.
What's your hockey team?
The San Jose Sharks.
Mine too.
What? So why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was born in San Diego.
But why wouldn't you be like a Southern California team?
Yeah, exactly. So San Jose
Oh, okay.
Sharks were the like closest hockey team. So I just kind of was like default. And for a long time, I was a Chargers fan,
Okay.
football. And the second that they moved to LA, I was like, yep, done. Bye. You know what I mean? Because they just let me down for
Yeah.
years and years and years. And so at that point, I was living in Oregon, and the closest was Seahawks,
Okay.
and that's been pretty much my team ever since.
Okay. But yeah, going back to what you were asking me, I'm kind of too far from, well, like I said, Boise, and then I mean I haven't really gone to anything in Spokane except for like some stores and whatnot, but I'm not quite sure. I hear that Spokane is kind of masking up again because of the whole new variant that came out with
Yeah,
the COVIDs. So I'm not quite sure. I know that they are doing, shows. I keep up on like a lot of comedians do stand up shows in Spokane, and those seem to be going off great. I'm not sure.
nice.
I would assume that they're making you wear a mask, but I don't know if they're making you like show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. It's wild that you're so close to Spokane. Spokane is kind of like out there,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah,
It's
we're out there for sure.
it's very not out there in a sense of like weird, but it's off, right? You've got like Portland,
Hmm.
then 2 hours up, you've got Seattle, and then it's like 6 hours
And then
east
and
to
then
Spokane.
yeah, and then it might be the same distance from like the Boise distance to, was it Missoula, Montana?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I mean
that's like right in the middle.
we
Yeah,
got, like
wild.
it's a decent drive to those two places, and I'm sure, like Canada, just the border alone is 2 hours. So I mean, we got some exploring to do for sure, but just enough in this area. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we go one way and it's the beautiful, green mountains and the lake and the river and everything like that. And then at our backyard, there's mountains and straight just prairie.
Wow,
It's crazy
that's
coming from
amazing, dude.
California, where like Lake Tahoe was like the closest place you would want to go for a lake.
And that's closest to me because I'm in Reading.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Yeah,
ask where you're at. So okay, you're Reading. Cool.
yeah, I'm in Reading now, and Reading it's kind of like a secret gem. It's everyone's first impression is like, it's too hot, and it's like, well, if you have a pool
You're
or like
good.
close to a lake and you've got AC in your house or your car, it's just like any other summer. Like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's like if it's over 90 degrees or 105 degrees or 110 degrees,
Hmm.
it's just hot. Like,
It's
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah, it's hot. Get over it. Like go hop in the lake, and we absolutely love it here. I mean,
That's
it's
awesome,
just,
man.
and it's mellow. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's not like LA or anything like that. It's a small town feel, but it's got everything you need. Probably similar
It
to, what you're doing.
honestly, yeah, it's very, it's kind of small town feel in a way. But it's very kind of, and this might be another eye roller, but it's very kind of live and let live, just like, hey, like I think that's why
Yeah.
COVID here, like when I moved here and I got my job here, like people were saying like it almost didn't even seem like it hit here.
Yeah.
And that's what people have been telling me. Obviously, we came here at, a different time, but it's like, hey, like do your thing. You want to mask up, whatever. Great. Like we're still learning the other aspects of life here. It's very, very much different. Like I'm not one for politics, but it's Trump flags and don't tread on me flags everywhere. It's crazy. Cause I came from California. Like you'll see, American flags. Cool. Great. But here it's like, you see the insane lifted trucks with like 4 flags on it, and 2 of them are Trump flags and a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, and it's like, well, we're not in California anymore. I'll tell you that,
I hate that shit. I'm sorry.
dude. I
But
don't. I mean, to each their own.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do your thing, but maybe I shouldn't say that.
But
Maybe
also, like, you don't need 3 or 4 massive flags.
you don't need it, and he's not the president anymore, and it's not, and this could get political, but
Well, don't
there's
worry,
no
we're
need.
not, because one, I don't know enough to talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna say where my views are. I don't even know
yeah.
where I stand. I'm just saying it's like just crazy coming from
Be good.
California
Yeah.
to here.
Be a good human.
It's different.
And it is different. Yeah. And I'm in Northern California. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's much different than let's say Santa Cruz and
Oh my gosh, for
even
sure.
Sacramento. You know, San Francisco, like much different up here. But hey, yeah, you're right. It's in my opinion, just be a good person.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
Just be accepting, love people, spread like happiness and
yeah,
joy and
of course.
kindness. Don't spread just pissed off. But that's the thing, is everyone is just so mad right now. And I honestly think it's because COVID kind of has everyone like, what are we doing? Are we doing it the right? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
One last thing going off, it's so different is, I mean, the gun laws here are crazy too. It's insane. I mean, we're going to be strapped up here at the home as for protection, but like there's
Yeah.
some crazy ass bumper stickers and stickers on cars. I'll tell you that. Like it's,
Like what? Should
I might,
should you say it or
I might say it wrong. Not like, it's not going to be bad or anything, but it's like, what was it, dude? Oh, I think it's, I carry a gun because I can't carry a cop. They're too heavy or something like that. It's weird. It's basically just saying like
wow.
I carry a, or I don't carry a cop. They're too heavy.
Got it.
Because like that's just saying that they carry guns and shit. It's weird. I'm only bringing it up like I don't really
Sure.
have a crazy viewpoint on presidents and stuff. Like I have, besides voting, I don't have control really. And I know that might be weird to say, but like it's just, I'm bringing it up because it's just a totally different world here.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
No.
Just do your own thing. Like you said, be a good person and spread happiness. Say hi to the person at the grocery store and, whatever.
That's yeah, exactly. That's how I, try and go about it. And the world's wild, man.
Yeah.
You just do the best you can.
To kind of steer away from this before we start talking about shit that we probably don't need to.
Yeah.
Um, the style of the music that you kind of went with for the band Lemon. I feel like I don't know where I saw that. Maybe you said it, or I don't know, but some kind of style like the 1975 esque.
Yeah.
So, what drove you in that kind of realm of that's like the music you want to do or are
So,
doing?
dude, it's kind of wild. So, I didn't have like this moment of like, hey, I want to do a very, dancey pop style sound where I sing completely different than any other project in my life
Yeah.
that I've done. 'Cause it's tons of falsetto, it's high, it's pop. It just kind of became a thing where that's what I was listening to. And, you know, f- funny enough, like I'm looking at these laminates, right? Um, from the tour we did.
Oh yeah.
And there's a laminate that I have, and the 1975 is like the smallest name
Oh geez.
on the laminate. And we're like huge. And it's like, well, I don't I don't know how that happened, but I wasn't a fan of that kind of music at all.
Yeah.
Literally at all. And then I think just like getting older, and I had heard a couple songs that they did, and I was just like, man, this is like, I guess I came around and kind of got it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like I get what they're going for, and they, you know, the records they put out were just so solid. And COVID had just hit, and I was going to be home, and I was like, you know what? And keep in mind, I hadn't been playing music at all for probably 2 years or so. And I'm talking not even picking up a guitar.
Really?
Like, I was just so like, no, don't want to focus on it. Don't want to play. But I was constantly being told by my family and my wife and, all of these people, like, you're so good at writing songs. Just try it, dude. Like, just write again. Just try and write. And so I did. And this kind of pop sound just started coming out. And I was like, holy shit. Like, for the first time in my life, like, I can listen to this music back and be stoked on it. And I've never had that feeling.
That's awesome, man.
And yeah. And, and that's not to like be rude or talk shit on like anything else that I put out. Like, those were great songs, and I'm super stoked that people love them. And I agree, like, for that, like, that was awesome. But this was the first time where me, like, because I'm allowed to,
it's your own
be
thing.
stoked.
Yeah, it's not
And
full band, with what they want and what you want, and try and make things work. It's solely just you, and this is what I want to write, and this is what's coming to my head, and that's what's gonna happen.
exactly. And it just kind of like changed everything for me, right? Like, I really enjoy the songs I've put out, and I'm like proud of them, like, and it's kind of crazy. Like, it just, I don't know. It's so wild. It just kind of showed up, dude. And I'm stoked.
Yeah, just fell. Yeah, I mean, you should be. It sounds, like I said before, I mean, it sounds great. And
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
It just, yeah, of course, it just fell into your lap, I guess you could say. It just happened organically.
Yes,
Just cool.
exactly. And that's what, really has stuck out. It's like, man, if you just allow things to move at the pace they should, they can only get better. But you have to believe in them.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to ask, just because I feel like anyone who hears the band name would ask, what, the band Lemon. I mean, were you looking at a lemon and you're like, oh, fuck, okay, cool. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the band Lemon, and, it's so not interesting. And I really apologize for that.
I feel like some band names or any group names, there's probably a handful out there. It's like, I don't know, we wrote it down and we chose some words and that's it.
Right. So, yeah. So I wanted to call the project something Lemon. I like the idea because, one, it's easy to spell. It's easy to, like, if you see a lemon, you think of the band Lemon, right? Like, it's just such a staple, with being very like, it's a lemon, like, you know what I mean? But if you look at the color yellow, you think lemons, like,
right.
I just wanted to use lemon somehow.
All right.
And then after searching and seeing what was out there, there was a band called Lemon, and they were from like 15 years ago. And it was like a older female choir, or something like that. I don't even know if they're still a thing. And there was like lemon twigs, and there was that, but the only thing that wasn't taken was the band Lemon.
Like, literally, yeah.
And I was like, well, that's it. Like, and it's kind of fun because literally there is no band. Like, now I have, a drummer and a guy doing tracks and all that. But for the moment, it was just kind of this play on, you know, because there's also things like a car, right, that's not running right, and it's a lemon, you know what I mean? So in my mind, I'm like, the band Lemon, like, am I the lemon of the band?
Okay.
You know,
so it's
like,
got some avenues to it.
Yeah, and that's really it. Like, I just wanted to call it something lemon, and I think it sticks, you know?
I mean,
Like, I know for a fact that you wouldn't be like, after this podcast, like, oh, what was Jesse's new band called? It was something Lemon. And then it's like, well, let's make it even easier for you. It's the band Lemon. Oh, it's the band Lemon. That's
what's that band name
you
again?
know?
It was, what's that band that you're talking about? Lemon?
Yeah.
It's like the band Lemon. The band Lemon. Oh, okay. Easy.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I just wanted to make it easy for listeners.
Yeah. And then when you're on stage too, it's like, you know, like sometimes the vocalist or something be like, hey, what's up, guys? We're the band. La, 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 la. Well, this way it's like you're saying it all in one thing, the name of it, and introducing, hey, what's up? We're the band Lemon.
The band Lemon.
And that's the name. It's not
Exactly.
I dig it.
That's the goal behind it. And I'm glad it's working out, you know. But everyone asks me, like, why are you calling the project that? It's like, well, think about it, you know, say it, and then you'll get it. And they're like, oh, yeah, I get it.
There we go. Yeah, just listen to this segment. Nothing else in this episode. Just the last few minutes, and you'll be caught up. You'll be good.
Exactly.
So what's kind of next for the band Lemon and like you with the band Lemon?
Yeah. So I'm about halfway done with a full length record. So I've released 6 songs so far. And that was kind of like, you know, the first EP, and those songs have actually been done for almost a year now. But I was just kind of dropping singles, you know, quite often, to just you know, put them out,
wet your beak a little bit, kind of like a soft opening for a restaurant or something.
Exactly. So those are out now, and feedback has been good. But now I'm about 6 songs, maybe more, maybe 7 songs that are done musically. I just need to add vocals to that. But the shit is like, so, you know, I'm not trying to boast, but they're just really good songs. And now I've kind of, for a lack of better terms, and I really don't want to sound lame or anything, but like, I've kind of found my voice. I found my sound. And so this new shit, I'm just stoked on. Like, it's really good. It's really catchy. And yeah, that's kind of next, is putting out a full length record. And there's a bunch of shit going on behind the scenes that's going to be really cool. And yeah, well, you're just going to have to wait and see.
Right on. Yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, I definitely will, especially when that whole, you know, full length come out. Full length. Wow, dude, can't even talk. Full length.
It's okay. I get it. It's been a day.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because you said that those first songs that you put out were done for like, you know, a year or something. So like the newer stuff, I mean, kind of updated, and I mean, I would imagine some sort of, I mean, it's going to sound the same in respects to like the style of music you're in, but you know, like a band or a group kind of grows with, you know, as they write, and stays in the lane, but you know, changes and grows up on its own too.
Exactly. And that's, you nailed it. Like, it does kind of grow on its own. And the sound is, you know, it's really, it's getting there, you know, and that's that's a good thing, so I just need to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the only thing you really, besides teaching music and PE, I mean, that's all you really got to do. And
that's it. That's it.
Let's see, because I also got to eat dinner soon. But also we're coming up on an hour, which I kind of like. I mean, they go longer sometimes, but like I told you, those are usually ones that are in person, and sometimes they have some alcohol involved, which is not
a little bit of party.
Yeah. Which, by the way, like we talked about earlier, come for a visit, and we'll for sure do one in person. But kind of to close this out, and by the way, I always put the links to whatever in the show notes, but just so people can kind of hear you say where you want them to go and check out the band Lemon yourself, direct them where you want.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say if you're on Instagram, just search the band Lemon. If you're on Facebook, search the band Lemon. If you're on Twitter, search the Jesse Lawson, which is my name. Obviously,
if you didn't know by now, almost an hour.
Yeah. And if you listen to music on any streaming platform, you can search the band Lemon, and that's pretty much it. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
The
band Lemon.
The band Lemon. That's all.
Well, dude, Jesse, I appreciate you. First off, reaching out to me on, good old Facebook to say that you're interested in being on the show, and obviously coming and spending an hour with me. I appreciate it. It's definitely good to hear your voice after 10 years?
10 years. Wild, dude. Wild. And thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's great to catch up. And I hope everyone hangs in there. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine.
Just be kind. Just be kind.
Honestly, that's a good place to end it. I will talk to you shortly after this, but great to hear from you. Glad you're doing so well. And everyone, check out the band Lemon.
Awesome. Thank you, dude. Love you guys. Bye.
The Daily Podcast. The Daily Podcast.